I was talking to a prospect the other day, and I was showing my fantastic slides and what our service can do. And one of the things I say that we can replace VPN, and he stopped me in my tracks and says, "What is VPN?" And it made me scratch my head and say, "Wow, we're using these terms as IT providers all the time, and not thinking that it's terms that we know and not the public know." So in today's video, I'm going to explain what really is VPN and what it's doing. Before we start explaining VPN, though, we have to explain, we got to start with a network. What is a network? A network is basically how a device communicate back and forth. Your computers, your iPhones need a network to communicate or send and receive messages. Now, there's different types of network, but today we're going to focus on two types: local area network and wide area network. Think of local area network as in you're in your home and you're talking to your family member face to face. They can see you, you see them. It's really close in proximity. It's in one location. Same thing at work. Think of local area network when you send a print job from a computer to your printer. That's using the local area network. Local area network is essentially in a local distance to, that has a centralized network. Wide area network, think of that when you're making a phone call to someone else in a different location. It's a bigger distance. One of the biggest wide area networks we have is the internet. It's a wide area network. Why is that important, and what does it have to do with VPN? Well, the challenge that we had back in the day was that when we're sending messages using the network, using a wide area network, we had folks seeing the message, jump in between the message, meaning that you're in South Carolina and I'm in Florida, and I'm sending a message from Florida to South Carolina. Someone will intercept our messages because the messages was over plain text. It was not over an encrypted text. They can see it. So that was a challenge. And they will either look at it so it get exposed, they will take it so it never gets to the sender, or they will modify it so that what the sender gets something else. And that was a problem. So the fix was to hide the messages, and that's where VPN came into play, virtual private network. So virtual private network is basically you're communicating over the internet, but you're communicating by hiding your location and your communication. The VPN is typically where you are to where you're going, to one specific location. So it's point to point. That's what we call it in the world. It's just a point to point connection. So typically when you set up a VPN, is they set up the client side, but they also have the site side that they have to set up. And from there, your encryption is encrypted from that point up to the site. Once it gets past the site, then we rely on HTTPS to complete our encryption. So say you go on a website, then that will be considered a full end-to-end encryption. I know this is a little bit too technical, but the point I want to bring home is that a VPN, what it is and what it really is doing is that it's basically hiding your traffic so that other folks can't hear it. Thank you, and this is another video. Have a good one.